Yo, 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 what's going on out there, everybody? It's your boy, Willie Epteen Jr. Holding it down, man. It is, of course, March. And what does that mean? It is Women's History Month. We're going to be doing shows all month long. And if you actually want to get in on the fun, you can always DM me on Twitter at Shakeback Media Group or on Instagram at Shakeback Media Group, or you can actually text me. I'll give you the number here in just a second. But we've got the first edition of this year's celebration going on, and I am very happy to bring a couple people to the stage who mean a great deal to me. One of them is family, but not really family, because y'all know how we do it here at the Shakeback Media Group. You come on the show the first time and then you're family, but I guess it doesn't really matter if the family's already family. And then, of course, we have Michelle, who's actually been on the show chronicling her journey in terms of being a bodybuilder. So that's going to be fun to talk about as well. But the ladies are waiting in the wings. But before we do that, you already know what it is. You already know what we got to come down with. So without any further ado, come on, y'all. We got to go. Let's go get it. Come on. Yes, sir, buddy. That's some special music right there. Why? Because we have a special edition. I don't even know what to call this show. I don't know if it's a Shakeback Sports Show because there's no sports. I don't know if it's a Shakeback Sports Show OT because, again, there's no sports. It's definitely not the hashtag Brothers of Baseball show because, again, there's no baseball. You know what we're going to call? It's not a show divided because we're all here united in unity to celebrate women's history. So I think we might want to call this one the Ballers Report, because even though they may not be ballers per se, they are ballers in terms of being bosses in whatever it is that they're doing. Let's bring first to the stage. I've had this young lady on the show once. She's chronicling her journey to be a bodybuilder, and she actually is going to be in competition in August. We've already spoken it to an existence. She's going to win that thing. We're going to have her back on probably in May, maybe June, to gather where she is in her process. And who are we talking about? We're talking about none other than Michelle W. Michelle, what's up?
What's up?
What's up? Good to
Thank
see
you.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to do this. We really do appreciate it. And then the next person I'm going to bring on, she is my sister in love. She is a terrific mom. She has a career that when we went down to Shreveport to check her out, I was blown away at all the things that went on in that place. She is actually Patrice's sister, but I shouldn't say that because she's her own woman. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about Kalisha Wills. Kalisha, what's going on?
Hello. Hey everyone. Hey Willie. Hi
Hey.
Michelle.
Hi.
Hey, Michelle, meet Kalisha. Kalisha, meet Michelle.
Hey Michelle. Look, I think it's ironic I'm on the show with you because I personally would like to be a bodybuilder myself in my head.
Really?
But, yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so we've already made a connection. I guess that could be considered Kalisha's fun fact for the beginning of the show.
There you go.
All right, so
I have lots
now,
of that.
uh, last but certainly not least, she is the straw that stirs the drink in this household. She is an educator of more than years. She is everything that a person or a man could want in a husband most of the time. I'm gonna throw that in there. Hopefully she won't beat me up when she gets home. She's actually at school right now. She had a PTA conference and she's actually putting in some OT. There she is, my bride, Patrice. Hey, baby.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, hey, Patrice, meet Kalisha. Kalisha, meet Patrice.
Hello,
Good to see you guys.
Patrice.
Okay, and Patrice, meet Michelle. Michelle, this is Patrice.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, so we got a lot to get into, and I've got questions for y'all. I hope you had a chance to look at them. If not, shame on you. If you did, then great. Thank you guys out there for checking us out on Facebook and LinkedIn. That's the Facebook channel for my personal page, as well as the Shakeback Media Group, my personal LinkedIn page, YouTube, and of course, Twitter. Thank you guys out there for the nearly 9,500 goats that have supported the vision as we run away towards 10. We're trying to get on Michelle's status. Michelle got like 20 million followers, man, for real. So, yeah, we're trying to get there. So we welcome your comments down below. Make sure you guys go out there and smash the subscribe button on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Twitter as well as Instagram at Shakeback Media Group. And give us a follow. Give us a like on Facebook as well as the Shakeback Media Group. So your comments are welcome. Be respectful. That's all we ask. And we're going to get right into it. So with that being said, I have some questions. Actually, what I want you guys to do is this. I want each one of you, and I'm going to start with the new blood, Kalisha. Let's start with the new blood. Give us one fun fact about Kalisha. Maybe not necessarily anything that nobody knows, but just something that's really fun about Kalisha. And so the people out there that's watching and will ultimately be listening on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Podcasts can say, you know what? That's pretty dope.
Okay. Well, when I thought about a fun fact, I wanted to incorporate my father. So, as when I was a young girl, my daddy used to come home from a long day of cutting grass because he was the #1 grass cutter, the OG of grass cutting.
There you go.
And he would come home, and at the time I think I was around 8 or so, or maybe even younger, and he would drink a cold beer. And of course, for anyone who ever known my dad, he had a fun personality, and he would say, "Hey, you want some of this beer?" And because I love my daddy, I wanted to be close to my daddy. Sure. And I would drink that Coors Light beer. And of course it tasted gross, but because I loved him, because I wanted to be close with him, and he thought that was hilarious.
Oh my gosh. And he's not the only one, because I'm sitting over here busting my gut over here laughing. And since you said that and you incorporated Mr. Ivory, who I never got a chance to meet, but I hear everything that you said about him, I hear is that and a whole bunch more. Since you brought Mr. Ivory into this, I'm going to have the next person who shared that same person with you as a father come in and tell a fun fact about her. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. That was a fabulous fun fact that I had no idea
Wow.
that you were drinking Coors Light as an 8-year-old. I don't even remember that. That's hilarious. So that is a fun fact. Okay, so speaking of drinking, my fun fact is that when I was in first grade, I was in charge of, I had a favorite teacher. Her name was Miss Gillum. And maybe that's why I'm a teacher today. And he said something years, but 31 years, I'm proud of it. And I was in charge of making sure Miss Gillum's coffee was at her desk every morning. But what she didn't know is that I would get her coffee prepared, have it ready. I knew how many sugars she wanted. I knew, the color she liked her coffee. But before I would put it on her desk, I would take a little sip. I think I'm 7. as a 7-year-old, take a little sip. Yeah, that's about right. And then put it on her desk. And I did that the entire year with her never knowing that I was drinking her coffee. And so that's my fun fact.
Wow.
As a teacher though, every time I would give one of my students my cup to go get water, I was like, make sure you don't drink from it. I always add that bit to it because I knew my story.
Isn't that funny how we don't want, kids to become what we can? um, and you drinking coffee and Kalisha drinking beer. Well, we know who the party animal was in the Raphael household, right? I think one of y'all planned the parties, and the other one of y'all went and got the keg.
Having the party.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Michelle, let's get one fun fact from you. And I'm gonna be curious if you can top Kalisha's fun fact, because that was hilarious.
It was hilarious. Okay, well, I think one of the, I don't know, characteristics of being a strong person is being able to kind of laugh at yourself. So I figured I would just disclose my greatest irrational fear, which is a fear of moths and butterflies. And this is funny because I was once supposed to go on a date with somebody, and I found out like the day before that he was planning to surprise me and take me to the butterfly house. And I thought at first it was like one of those enclosed things, and I didn't know that they're just flying all around you. And I was so freaked out because I didn't want to embarrass myself that I canceled last minute and never explained to the guy what it was. I think I made up some, I don't know, horrible excuse, but yeah. But then I found out that it is a fear that many other people share. And I think it has to do with like the erratic fluttering behavior. I don't know, but it's still kind of dumb. But
well,
yeah, irrational fear.
We have arachnophobia. I guess we have, what would be mothophobia, or
called motophobia, actually.
Oh, so there is an actual term for it.
There is.
Well, I'm going to ask anybody out there that's watching and can comment, and I actually put it on the poll on Twitter a little later on. Which one of these ladies' fun facts is actually the funniest? So that's going on the poll on Twitter at the conclusion of the show. I thought that was pretty cool. Thank you, ladies, for doing that. That involves a level of transparency, and then it even if you're Kalisha, it even involves a level of secrecy. So that was pretty cool in itself. All right, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of the show. As we know, this is a celebration of Women's History Month, and I just wanted to read something I actually did not know until I was actually getting ready for this. Is the fact that the Women's History Day commemorated in 1978 in Sonoma County, California. Did not know that. And in actuality, it became a celebration for the month back in 1987. Did not know that either. So I'm like, yo, any new knowledge that you can gain to make yourself smarter, I think it's only beneficial. So with that being said, let's start with Kalisha. We like to give the new person the first opportunity to speak most of the time, but we're going to go ahead and do that now. So Kalisha, tell everybody out there watching and ultimately listen, what is the one thing that you are most proud of? And I know you guys are all magnificent and amazing, and I asked the question that way for a specific purpose. So what's the one thing out there that you're most proud of?
Okay. Most thing that I'm most proud of is the relationship that I have with my mother and father. And because of that relationship, recently, my mother recently had a stroke and she was ill. And I stepped in as her caregiver, brought her home with me, and she stayed home with me for over a year. And that's something that I'm most proud of, because anyone who's out there that is a caregiver knows that it comes with its challenges, no matter who it is. people that you love, it comes with challenges. But I'm proud of that because when family's in need, you should always be there, especially your mom, dad, anyone. So that's what I'm most proud of.
Yes, and Mama Mary, if you are watching, when she says that it's a challenge, we really know what that means, and we will not say that on air unless Patrice wants to, and we'll come to her here in a second. All right, Michelle, what's that one thing? And I know, oh, by the way, y'all, Michelle was in the service. She was actually at station. You were stationed at Fort Leonard Wood, right?
Yes. Well, no,
And
I did all my training there.
she did her training there at Fort Leonard Wood. Patrice, you remember when me and you went to St. Louis that one time? We passed by Fort Leonard Wood, and I told you that's where I did my basic training at. So, vet to vet, thank you for your service. And of course, what's that one thing that you're proud of?
I would have to say, I think my self-sufficiency. You know, I have a lot of friends who, if they, you know, get a flat tire on the side of the road, they're freaking out. They don't know what to do. You know, I've learned to do so many things. And part of that was having a single mom growing up. And it's just a very powerful feeling to know that, you know, if I do break down or I have a flat tire, I can take care of myself. I can fix my tire myself. But, you know, there's just a lot of things I've learned to do on my own throughout my life. And I just feel so much more comfortable, you know, knowing that I don't always have to depend on somebody else if I need it.
And you know what's funny about that? I got a fun fact that I learned about Michelle because we follow each other on Twitter. So one day I was just kind of perusing through there and I come up on this post, this tweet of a wrench and a car being up on stilts and a caption saying, "I have changed my alternator." That's what she did. Exactly. Patrice, unmute yourself. And
All I can say is, wow, that's awesome.
yeah, because I'm not changing no alternator. I'm not doing it. I had enough of that growing up. But anyway, all right, Patrice. So what's that one thing that you are most proud of?
I think the one thing I'm most proud of is my career. I'm proud to be a teacher. It's a you know, I'm not a vet, but thank you for your service for both of you. But it's a challenge and it's not easy, and I don't think we get the credit that we deserve. But we go in every single day. Like you said, I'm at work right now. And I don't know what time it is. It's almost 8:00. I've been
Time for you
at
to
work.
get home.
I've been at work since 7:15 this morning, and I've been with kids all day. And so I'm proud of what I do. I love what I do. I've been doing it for 31 years, and I am on the heels of retirement, not because I have to, but because I deserve it, and I'm proud of it. I have done it to the best of my ability, and I'm good at it. And I want to walk out, you know, on top. And I feel like that I am on top. And you know, it's a good thing when the people you work with tell you every single day, "Don't go. We can't do this without you." You know, and that feels good, and I'm very proud of it. And so that's one thing that I'm excited about, and I'm excited that I can go out, you know, with a bang.
Now, I gotta interject this because number one, I thought she was gonna say that I was the most thing that she was proud of, but apparently, I did not give her nearly enough money for her to say that. And then number two, I'm not gonna tell the secrets of your fun facts, babe, because we don't have that much time for the rest of our lives. I mean, this woman, y'all, is she could be so funny, and she gets my jokes, and that's incredible in itself. So
That's a
thank
fun
you.
fact.
Yeah, that's a fun fact. Can I give a quick fun fact about myself? Even though this is
Sure.
women's history, I have seen every episode of Saved by the Bell at least 20 times. You can laugh it up. It's okay.
You know what? Correction. I would say 100 times.
100. Michelle likes that. Look at her.
I'm
All right.
married to her.
Yeah.
I
All
just
right.
wanted. Oh, I
Go
just
ahead.
want to interject, if I may, real quick. My mom is a teacher. She just retired last year, so I have so much respect for you. You just don't know, and you don't get the credit you guys deserve. She was a music teacher for elementary school, and for about 30 years, and she was kind of forced into retirement, but she is loving every day of it. So, congrats on being very close to that, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Yay. Look at that. The teacher getting some props. All right, let's move on. Looking back over the past few years and the precedents that we have seen been set by women, which one stands out to you the most? Kalisha.
Well, I would have to state the obvious one here recently with the election of Kamala Harris. It's being the first Black female vice president.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and not only the first Black female, but first female period. I think
Right.
that's the one that might be the one that most people point to, and it is a significant precedent in itself. And it's one that should be celebrated no matter what side of the aisle you're on, in my opinion, because anything that's a first should be celebrated. Patrice. Oh, you know what? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I want to, what's the question again? I'm sorry.
Seriously? You're the teacher, right? You're gonna write some lines.
For a few hours. What was the question?
Looking back over the past few years and the precedents we've seen set by women, which one stands out to you the most?
You know what? I want to say, think about all of the first, think about all of the great things that's happened. There's a woman behind it. The woman may not be presented up front, but there's women behind a lot of great things. And so they may not get the credit for it, but there's women behind lots of great things. So I want to give shout out and I want to give recognition to women everywhere, women behind the scenes, women up front, women in politics, women at home, moms, all walks of life. Women are doing the damn thing. And I'm going to give shouts out to every walk of life type of woman.
That's when I should have been playing I'm every woman.
Yes.
I don't have it. I should have thought about that. All right, Kalisha. Oh no, I'm sorry. We already went to Kalisha. Michelle, Mana, what's up? What's that woman that has set the precedent that stands out to you the most?
So mine, a lot of people don't know of, and then a lot of people do, but it is Miss Ernestine Shepherd. She did not step foot into a gym until she was 56 years old with her sister. They were trying on bathing suits. They didn't like what they saw in the mirror, so they started working out. Unfortunately, her sister passed away suddenly 2 years later. So to honor her sister's memory, she carried on with bodybuilding, and at 74, she made the Guinness Book of World Records as the oldest female bodybuilder. And she is 86 today, still teaching classes, still looking and feeling amazing, still bodybuilding, not competing. But, I relate to that because of the journey I'm on. And I just kind of started my life over at 40. And I just wasn't sure I'd be able to do that. I've never been in good shape in my life, but she was a huge inspiration for me, and seeing that she didn't even start till 56 and then has done everything she's done is just pretty incredible to me.
I saw a picture of that lady on Twitter, and she looks amazing. And for her to be that age and still doing all those things, that is nothing short of remarkable in itself. All right. So the woman that set the precedent, the one that you spoke about, Kalisha, if you had an opportunity to speak with Kamala Harris, what would you say to her? Or what would that conversation sound like?
Well, for that one, Kamala Harris did set the precedent, which is first female vice president. But actually, for that question, I wanted to talk about Amanda Sales. And she's the comedian, public speaker, who recently, in the last 3 years, she spoke, and she spoke up concerning how Black women are perceived and viewed, and how we're passionate and not angry. So I know I did share about Kamala Harris, but that's a woman who I can relate to, especially in my career. In my career as being the only female in the group, being sometimes the only woman, the only Black woman, and sometimes I'm perceived as being aggressive, and when in reality it's being passionate about what I do. So I want to thank her for saying exactly that and sharing that with the world, that we may be seen as one way and it's not that way.
Yeah. And sometimes that could be a hard stigma to get over. And I think back to the vice presidential debate between her, or Kamala Harris, and Mike Pence, and a lot of that was going around at that time. But you know, this is some great stuff. I appreciate you guys once again. This is Willie Epting Jr. with Patrice Epting and Kalisha Wills and Michelle W. We're talking Women's History Month. And if you saw the intro out there, ladies and gentlemen, we are all different shades of color. But the only color that matters is the color red, and that's the blood that's within us, and the blood from our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ that is within us as well. Okay, Patrice, you said that you just wanted to shout out to women everywhere. So I don't know how you're gonna have a conversation with them and what that will sound like, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor and see what you come up with.
Oh, that's easy. In the grocery store, I talk to people. Walking in the hallways. You know, it's easy. I shop a lot, Target. Okay. You know, it's easy to see people in all walks of life. Let me tell you about a conversation I had with a woman in Target. We were looking at a swimsuit, and she looked at me and she said, I couldn't. I said, why not? She said, well, because. And I think that's one thing that we as women don't give ourselves credit. We don't give ourselves room to be, you know, a little bit of this or a little bit of that. We don't, it's not okay. You know, we grew up during a time where we had to be fit a certain mold. And I think today I would say to certain women and to all women that it's okay. It's okay to be you, to be different. And in all walks of life, women, is okay just to be special, to love yourself. And, you know, it's okay to say, you know, today might not have been a good day, but tomorrow's a new day.
Right. What's the scripture? What does it say? I am fearfully and wonderfully made. That's right. What the scripture says, right?
That's right.
All right. So, Michelle, I don't know if you said, what would you say to your person? So here's your opportunity. What would you say to her? What would that conversation sound like?
Probably just thank her. You know, when you add years to your life, that gives you more time with your spouse and your kids and your grandkids. And then what kind of effect does that have on their life? You know, I lost both my grandparents very early on, all of my grandparents, two of them to lung cancer. And I always think about, how I didn't get to know them, and that's my, part of my blood and my history. And there's just so much I didn't get to know, and it would have been nice to have them around longer. So, people like her that inspire other people to be around longer, it just affects so many more lives than those people who are inspired by her.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's I believe that's what they call breaking generational curses. That's what that sounds like. And there's no time like the present to do that. All right, ladies, moving on to the next question. I think this was pretty good. I came up with this one all by myself. All right, Kalisha, if your past self could have a conversation with your present self, how would that talk sound?
I can tell that Patrice and I are siblings, family. What you shared, what you would say to women about today not being the best day, you got tomorrow. In the words of my new favorite rapper, Glorilla.
Who?
Okay. Okay, really? You don't know Glorilla?
No, but go ahead.
The sun might not shine today, but that's why I loves tomorrow.
I love
Fair
it.
enough.
So, with that said, basically, my younger self, hey, you may go through the storm, but the sun will shine tomorrow. You'll get through it.
So can I sing now? The summer come out tomorrow.
No.
Okay.
You don't know Glorilla then.
No, I don't know Glorilla. I don't know Glorilla. I know Gloria Estefan and Gloria Vanderbilt and Gloria what was the other one? Anyway. So
Michelle,
Patrice,
do you know Glorilla?
No,
Okay. Well, we'll have to listen to that.
I'm gonna look it up though. Definitely, I need some new playlist music.
Oh, she will inspire you in the gym, definitely.
well,
Sweet.
cool. So we got a workout connection made. I love it. All right, Patrice. So what would your past self say to your current self?
It's not that serious. My past self would say it's not that serious. I was way too hard on myself, that I did not take time to smell the roses. That's what I would say. I would enjoy life.
Yeah. Michelle, I'll give you $1.17 if you top that one.
Well, that's pretty much where I was going, but I guess I will piggyback on that and just say I would also tell myself, it's going to be okay. I went through, divorced parent, single mom. She was a school teacher on top of being a single mom. So, it was rough growing up, to say the least, at different times. And, I think I would just tell myself to do not worry that, I'm going to be in a good place and I'm going to make it through everything I go through.
Very good. Very good. And then what kind of advice, Kalisha, would your current self give your future self?
Well, I guess I'm going to stay on the theme of what all the ladies have been saying. But one of my favorite movies, Gone with the Wind, Scarlett O'Hara would say, well, there's always tomorrow. So you don't have to get caught in the moment of what you have going on. Every day is a new day, to leave a new imprint on.
I like that. Patrice, what would your current self say to your future self? What kind of advice are you giving you?
What would my current self say to my future self?
Yes.
You got it going on, girl.
Huh?
You got it going on, girl.
That ain't advice. That's giving props. I say, what kind of advice would you give her?
My current self would love myself. My current self would tell myself how good I am. My current self would be
No,
kind
no,
to
no, 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 no,
me. I
no.
miss it.
You ain't answered the question. Your current you by the way you the way you answered that question, you're telling your current self what you are now. I'm asking, what would you tell your current self, who you are, who is on this panel? What would you tell the Patrice that we're gonna see tomorrow?
I'm confused. The
Ugh.
lights went out. Go to
Oh,
the next one.
okay. Can I help you out? I'm gonna be
I didn't
your
like
help.
this one either. I'm just gonna say this was a
Okay.
tough one for me
Are you
too.
asking me what would my old self tell my new self? My
No,
future self?
what would your now self tell your new self?
Okay, what would your now self tell your new self?
Okay, what I would tell my the current Willie right now, I would tell the future Willie, hey yo, you need to stop and smell the roses. You need to enjoy life. You don't need to let things be so serious. You are a bit of a fun-loving guy, but don't let your don't allow proving what you're not keep you from being who you are.
Yeah, like I said, you go, girl. You're doing the damn thing.
There's always one in the bunch. Okay. Uh, let's skip ahead a little bit, ladies. 'Cause I said I want to keep y'all for 45
The
minutes or
lights
less.
went out on me. 1 second.
Yeah. Okay. I want to keep y'all for 45 minutes or less. So we're gonna move it along. Give us a personal her story, not his story, personal her story. One significant life event that you've had to shake back from, Kalisha.
Okay, so I don't even know what year it was. It has been forgotten. But I did go through a divorce and I had three small children at the time. Was living in Georgia. Had to ultimately move back home and stay with my dear mother. As all of you all know, if you have to stay with your mom, it is a challenge. But and I don't know if I don't think I've even shaken back from that. At any rate,
Mm,
um, so financial woes, being under your mom's roof as an adult, um, and uh, that's something that as a woman you go through, and again you go through and you get through. So
mm. I like that. Go through it to get through it. That's
mm.
really good. Don't be surprised if that ends up in Shake Back Transform Volume 2. That's coming. Well, anyway. All right, Patrice. One personal her story, significant life event that you had to shake back from.
Well, something that was very significant in my life that I had to shake back from was, uh, I have 3 kids, and I had gone through a divorce, and my kids' dad had been murdered. And I took it very personal, to me, the well being and their lives, how they were going to turn out. It was so heavy on me, uh, about how they were going to grow up, how their lives was going to turn out. It was like it doubled because of his passing, and I took, it was a very heavy weight. And when the shake back from that was that, I worried a lot about, what was going to happen, were they going to make it, and I had to do by any means necessary. I was going to do everything possible to make sure they finished school, because they were, young. They were going to finish school, and that included up into college. And today, I have two graduates and one in college. And, I could finally feel a sense of where I could breathe and know that everything's going to be okay and that I did okay. It was important to me that I knew their dad would have wanted them to succeed. And I put all that weight on me to make sure that that would happen in his absence. And I feel like that was a shake back for us all that I think that, we've all overcome.
Thank you for that. Michelle, her story contains what that you had to shake back from?
So it's pretty personal. But I went through a miscarriage. I guess I was about 24, and it was about a week away from being a stillbirth. So it was, stillbirth, miscarriage. And I too, at 24, had to go back home and stay with my mom for a little while. As a woman going through that, if you know anybody that has or you have, it's a really uncomfortable subject for a lot of people. So you often go through that very, very much alone, just because nobody wants to talk about it. So, I remember laying on my mom's couch one day, and it's
It's okay.
It's funny because, we sit here and we breathe in and out, and it's such a thoughtless act. But I remember laying on her couch one day, and I was like having to force myself and like actively think and remind myself to breathe in and out. And, it was just a really weird experience. But at the same time, I was like, I'm 24 years old. I'm an adult. I can't stay here forever on my mom's couch. You know what I mean? You've got to accept it. You've got to work through it the best you can. Don't stuff it down, and then just pick up and carry on. And that's kind of what I did. I said, I've just got to get back to work. I've got to keep myself busy and just see what the next chapter is going to hold. So it was, I've kind of been through some tough stuff. That was probably the hardest one to shake back from. But, getting through that, I did have support and I had family, thank goodness, but a lot of it you go through on your own. But because I was able to get through that, it really did strengthen me and prepare me for other things that I've dealt with since then. So that's the silver lining, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And ladies, y'all want to come back on that, because that's obviously something that I, as a man, can't even closely relate to or feel. Patrice, anything that you want to add to that?
Yeah, that's a great shake back. And a lot of women, that really shows how strong we as women, and you, Michelle, as a woman, how strong we are, and the things that we have to deal with that we push aside and push down within us. But we get up. That's the thing. We get up and we move every single day with that in us. And that really goes to show, I think women are phenomenal. And I think that all the things that we have to deal with, encounter, pushing in so we can keep moving forward is just a testament of how strong we really are. And I think it's just awesome.
Kalisha, you want to add something to that?
I don't even know how to come in after what Michelle has shared, and Tamika, Patrice has commented on.
Go ahead.
I said I wasn't going to cry. I'm
Michelle,
sorry.
That was such an amazing her story. In that, I've never gone through a miscarriage or anything like that. I can't even imagine. But it is something that we as women, we do push through. When you have to go through a divorce, when you have to go back home to mama, when you have to, I even had to be on public assistance, something that I never thought that I would have to be on, something that I never thought that I would ever be. So when you shared that story, it is amazing the fabric of a woman and how we take on all these different pieces like a quilt, and we are resilient, and so that's something that's amazing. And I thank you for sharing that. Thank you also, Patrice.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Agreed. All right, so we're coming down to the end of the show. Patrice, one word of or not necessarily one word, but a word of encouragement for the audience and for your fellow panel mates.
Women's history is a time that we celebrate women, but women should be celebrated every single day. We know women. We need to show women in our lives how much we appreciate them, how much we love them, how much we wouldn't be here without a woman. So thank a woman. If you're hearing this, hug a woman, appreciate them, love them.
Good stuff. Kalisha, one word of encouraging word for your panel mates and everybody out there that's watching and ultimately will be listening.
So encouraging words, just what you said. Encourage yourself, empower yourself. As my daddy used to say, it's a poor frog that doesn't praise his own pond. So get up every day and you go, girl, you got it going on. If nobody else is telling you, encourage yourself.
Michelle, come with it.
Well, I would just say be you. I say this a lot, especially on Twitter. I've really had to learn a lot of self-confidence and self-acceptance this last couple of years. And, I've tried to kind of fit into different boxes and fit different molds throughout my life. And one of the most important things I've learned is to just be me. And whoever accepts me, and whoever doesn't. And I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, just be you and don't be afraid to take chances and take risks and set new goals and reach for new dreams.
There you have it. All right, ladies. Social media info, plug your business, side hustle, projects, whatever. Anything to boost yourself. I call this the shameless plug portion of the show. Patrice, this is your opportunity to boost your better half. No, I'm just joking. This is your opportunity to boost yourself.
I am Patrice Epting. I will be starting a show called Don't Jump, the podcast. It is going to be featuring mental health issues, helping women and people all over.
All right. When is that going to unlaunch? Do you know yet?
Coming to you soon.
Okay, very good. Kalisha, same thing, girl. Go.
I'm Kalisha Wills, and I don't currently have any businesses to plug or any social media to plug. I'm under the grid. I live life in the moment, and so, but thanks for having me on the show.
And Michelle.
Pretty much just Twitter, Texas Security Gal. And I'm on there all the time where you can find me. Don't really have anything else to plug. Thank you again for having me on. It was very nice to meet you, ladies.
It was nice to meet you guys too. I really enjoyed being on with you, Michelle, and Kalisha. I enjoyed being with you. And thank you, Billy, for having all of us.
All right. So with that being said, I'm going to give you guys this. And I thank you for taking time to come out or to take your time out of your busy schedules to do this. So with that being said, guess what? It's time to go. For Michelle W., for Patrice Epting, for Kalisha Wills. This is Willie Epting Jr. Y'all stay safe. Y'all hug each other. Y'all love each other. It's going to be all right. Celebrate women. We out of here. We'll holler at y'all again real soon. Peace. We gone.